And our big focus this afternoon on NDTV. Well, violence has returned to Manipur. In fact, an indefinite curfew has been reimposed in at least 3 districts of Manipur, particularly the valley districts. In fact, the latest that is coming in is that university students have taken to the streets as far as Imphal is concerned. Now, remember, there have been a series of violent attacks in Manipur. Of course, the drone attacks and then the rocket attack that targeted a former chief minister's residence, and then again firing in Jiribam. So the government deciding to reimpose curfew there. Let me go across live to my colleague Ratndeep, who's joining us on the phone line. So Ratndeep, as you've been reporting, isolated incidents of violence continue to be reported across the state, and now the government has decided to reimpose curfew. What's the latest that you're getting from the ground?
That's right. In fact, yesterday we did see that the students had come out on the streets. They had blocked important roads. They had protested outside the Raj Bhavan. In fact, the students also came out in Thoubal district, which is adjacent to the Imphal Valley. So therefore, in fact, yesterday there was an incident when the students pelted stones and the security forces had to use force to disperse them. And after that, some of the students had camped at the iconic Ima market, the all-women market in Imphal, and they had continued with the protest. In fact, therefore, now keeping in view that there have been protests on the streets due to the escalation of violence since last week, the state government has decided to reimpose indefinite curfew in both the Imphal East and West district and the adjoining Thoubal district. So this is the larger part of the Imphal Valley. However, despite the curfew orders, hours back, at the campus of Manipur University, the students took to the streets. They wanted that center should take some strong steps in terms of dealing with this escalation of violence, and therefore the police had to barricade the roads. In fact, there are measures being taken. Manipur police has come on record that the joint forces are carrying out combing operations in the fringe areas between the valley and the hill region. Remember, in the last 10 days or so, there have been at least a dozen people who have died in several attacks that have taken place, including bomb attacks launched through drones.
There, stay on with us. I'm being told that the Manipur police is addressing a press conference. Let's cut across.
Include the GOC as well as the IG of AR and all the top high-ranking officers being part of that committee to investigate this very matter. So, in due course, it should logically come out. Whatever, I mean, the findings will come out. Yeah, madudi hoji Ukraine ga Russia land daurigo. Why the high sophisticated NATO na US na mating bang ni attack to ya de attack to ngamoy bu khot protect to ngam ne du leite hoji Hamas hoji kuno Israel ga tawri se aduna adubu ai khoi na tawri se ai khoi hoji si ND drone gi kuno nahan press briefing de shuta biram ni ND drone gi gun do ai khoi acquired na bdi definitely we have done that. So we'll be acquiring that anti-drone gun very shortly, so that those kind of drone-related bombing and all those things.
All right, so the Manipur police are addressing a press conference. This amid the security scare in the state. Of course, as I said earlier, a series of attacks in Manipur, from the drone attacks to, of course, the rocket attack and firing in Jiribam that killed 6 people. At least 12 people have died in this fresh spell of violence. Ratndeep Chaudhary, who continues to be with us. So Ratndeep, larger questions on security as far as Manipur is concerned, given the fact that central forces continue to camp in the state.
That's right. In fact, there is more than 60,000 central forces at this moment in Manipur. They have been all sent across the fringe areas between the valley region and the hills, which have been the epicenter of last year's ethnic violence. And these are the areas where we see, sporadic escalation that we have seen now in the past, couple of days. But what is important here to note is that what has happened in Imphal Valley in the past couple of days is that there have been protests by the students, the women groups, and they have been asking that these central forces should be proactive. They want results out of posting of these central forces, and they want de-escalation of the situation. Whereas in the same breath, in the hills, particularly in the Kuki-dominated areas, there have been protest rallies, and they also have been asking that the central forces should protect, particularly you have the Assam Rifles there, they should protect the Kukis from any sort of aggression. So therefore, somewhere the onus at this moment lies with the central forces, be it Assam Rifles, who are largely in the hills, and the central paramilitary forces like CRPF, BSF, and others who are guarding the fringe areas in the valley region. Remember, there has been a memorandum which has been sent to the center through the governor of Manipur by the ruling BJP and its allies, the MLAs. They all met the governor, led by the chief minister, and there was a 8-point suggestion in that memorandum. And there is also a strong demand growing, particularly in the Imphal Valley region, about asking that the command of the unified command, remember the unified command is a command where all the forces, including the army and the central forces, work in accordance to each other, that chairmanship or the command of the unified command should come back to the state government. Remember, from May 3rd, when the ethnic violence started in Manipur, the unified command is being looked after by the central appointed security advisor. However, there's a strong demand for this to be sent, the command to be again given back to the state government. This demand is largely in the Imphal Valley. In the hills, the Kuki groups they have issued a statement yesterday in Kankopi. There were protest rallies, and there they have issued a statement where they have again opposed this demand in the valley region of transferring the unified command to the the state government. The Kuki-Zomi groups have been very steadfast with their core demand of a separate union territory. So therefore, the civil society groups of both the two communities have taken positions which are extreme of each other's demand. And that is perhaps one situation in which center will have to negotiate with them. And for any negotiations to take place, this kind of escalation of violence has to be avoided. And if that has to be avoided, perhaps somewhere in the fringe areas between the valley and the hills, where the central forces are posted, they have to come out with a new strategy, given the fact that now you see drones and long-range rockets being also used in this conflict in Manipur.
Absolutely, Ratni. Very important perspective there. Thanks very much for joining us. With that, in fact, the sense also is that the Manipur police officials said that we want to hand over the incident to the NIA. So clearly the situation escalating in Manipur, and curfew has been reimposed in parts of the state.